to your right or left. It's Freddy!
Hello, everybody!
Hello, everybody! Hi, Fred! Aaron's making some dinner.
Just
tortilla.
Cheese quesadilla.
More cheese. It's basically a tortilla pizza. I said we didn't have enough pizza. Fred, I'm gonna feed you now. Okay, bud? Please do not claw me. Do not claw me.
No claw. No claw. No, Fred. No claw.
Are you gonna put some of your new pecorino on here?
Double cheese? Yes. Bring some out. Whip it out.
Ta-da!
Whip that cheese cock out.
Can you take it, please?
I'm washing dishes.
Aaron's office had a fancy pate.
You're going from a premiere straight into a live.
Yes. Look at this. It's DOP. It's DOP pecorino, y'all.
So I put some of this on my pizza?
No, that's cat food. Excuse me.
But I can if I want, right?
Yes. I will be feeding Fred now because he has been meowing for the past 5 hours, aka literally 20 minutes after I fed him his last meal.
He's starving to death, June.
Yes, I know.
He's literally starving to death.
I know, Freddy boy. It's so hard, buddy. I know.
Have you guys ever literally starved to death? Like Fred does every single day, twice a day?
Yeah, he has like 19,000 lives.
Mm-hmm.
He just comes back to life after dying.
He believes in life after love.
Do you believe?
What is this?
That is a mixed spice.
Mixed spice. Of what mix?
Like paprika, coriander,
I'll hit it.
cinnamon.
Oh, never mind. I don't want to sit down on this. Taco seasoning. That seems appropriate.
Fred, you're not dying, bud. I gave you like 15,000 treats today. I think the scale is broken. Yes. Well, you're getting some extra food, Fred. You can thank the broken scale. Say thank you,
A
scale.
little dark here. Let me see if I can't screw.
Oh my gosh, that's flavor, Aaron. Just eat it.
No.
Yes.
I successfully scraped off.
How is everyone? Ooh, you found Viennetta. Where? Where'd you find it?
In America.
Ooh, happy senior year, milkshake. Yeah, I know, Fred. So hard. So hard to be you. So hard to wait for mush.
I'm gonna open this back up so I can.
The same mush that you eat every day.
Oh, look at that.
It's good.
Yeah.
Looks delicious.
You're
You're gonna have to put it on a plate and show us close up later.
Doing surgery to reapply some chilandos.
Yeah, somebody told us that we have to go to a bigger store for Viennetta, so maybe we hit up Stop and Shop.
Well, did you say in that video that I looked at the official Good Humor website that said that supermarket would have it? So it shouldn't really matter how big it was. They told me they would have it.
Well, they don't have their shit together.
They're lying. Can I say motherfuckers on this channel?
Sure.
They're lying motherfuckers.
It's okay if we get demonetized
They
forever.
have sex with their own mothers.
I mean, not
The
really.
people at the good. Let me say this.
That's not what the phrase means.
I'm going to say this.
It's more of like a
With
exaggeration,
100%
hyperbole, and it's
seriousness.
meant to be like a little bit insinuating.
Every single employee of the Good
preposterous.
Humor Ice Cream Company.
It's just meant to insult
listen,
people.
I
Do we have to listen to
100%
this?
seriously.
I have a headache
Every
right now.
single employee of the Good Humor Ice
Oh
Cream
my God.
Company, which is probably owned by Nestle or some bullshit on the lever, has sex with their own mothers.
Oh, we're gonna get libel
Every
suits.
single one.
Do we have a lawyer in the chat who can help us out when these companies sue us? We're gonna get vultured. We need some pro bono services, please.
If you are an employee of the Good Humor Ice Cream Company, you enjoy sex with your own mother.
Wow. They have a lot of employees, Aaron. That's a lot of incest going on.
Every single one.
Wow. I'm just torturing you at this point, Fred. I'm just torturing you. Wait, let me water this down a little bit more. Go ahead, meow again, Fred. Meow again. There you go. Is that a feast fit for a king or what, Fred? Huh? Lovingly soaked in delicious New York City tap water. Then we immersion blended it with a $58 Philips immersion blender. And then we aged it in the microwave for 4 days. And then we microwave it in an extremely expensive, overpriced Rebel.
In the microwave for 4 days?
In the refrigerator. Did I say the microwave?
You did.
Would you like a bonbon? Guys, I made I had a lot of almond cookie dough left over, and I made them into balls, and then I coated them in chocolate covered cookie bites. Yum 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 yum.
Yum yum. Yum yum.
And let's look
I
at.
have one now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's got the recipe is on Delish. If you look for triple almond cookie Delish, you'll find it. And it's got oat flour, almond butter, almonds. Nice. Let's look at Aaron's food.
Mm-hmm. Is this a quesadilla? This counts as a quesadilla, right?
I think so. I think
Okay.
that's pretty much a quesadilla. Are you gonna do a cheese pull for us right down the middle? Can you do a cheese pull right down the middle and break it in half for us?
That's cool enough.
Oh yeah.
There it is, folks.
That's a cheese pull. Ooh, girl. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go eat this. Have fun with your simp army, Jude.
My simp army.
Yeah. I'll be back to clean up.
Clean up Fred?
No, my mess I made on the stove.
Oh. Looks like delicious mess. Yes, Fred's simp army. Exactly. Let me show you what, oh, I should put the cheese back in the fridge that Aaron didn't use. Okay. Let me show you something that I got today. I pulled this off of a tree. I thought it was a pear, but it might have been a quince, and it's very underripe, so I probably shouldn't have pulled it, but then I saw the tree just filled with them, and some of them are already starting to rot. So I was like, let me pull one off, but it doesn't really smell like anything, so I'm guessing it's really unripe and probably was not a smart thing for me to do, but oh well, mistakes have been made. Then I was walking home and I saw this bowl at a thrift store, and it was $2, and it has these little ridges, and I feel like it's not quite the same, but there's like a Japanese little mortar and pestle bowl that's specifically used to grind down sesame seeds. And so I grabbed this. Dell, you gotta ruin this bowl like that for me? Yikes. Really? You can't see the ridges? Can you see the ridges now? And they were closing, so I grabbed it. And I'm gonna wash it, and I'm gonna sterilize it in a pot. Sworn I had a cleaning toothbrush. Maybe I do not. Really trying to get all that dirt and grime off of the ridges in here. And I don't know what marker this thrift store uses, but it's amazing. It just washes off. So. Okie dokie, artichokey. Let's go hang out with Fred. Let's see how he's doing. Would you like me to comb over some of your food, Fred? Gather them in one place? Make you more useless in the wilderness. I'm just gonna spoil you until you have no survival instincts left. And then you will be stuck with me forever and ever. That's my evil plan.
Damn, that was good.
What was the best part?
It was a, what do you mean the best part? It was a unified whole.
I have no advice on getting rid of bugs and plants. I struggle with them too sometimes, but I've not had a moth. But I'm not a gardener, guys. I really don't know how to make plants survive. I love shishito peppers. Do you like shishito peppers?
Who doesn't, man? Especially when they're perfectly blistered with nice salt. What should I snack on now? We don't really have food, do we?
Not snacks, no.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you want a pecan cluster?
No.
Do you want goat cheese? Do you want the cookies?
I don't know if I want more sweets today. Maybe I'll eat this.
I ate a lot of that cheese. Oh, good job, Fred.
Good job, Fredo.
He leaves us as soon as he's done with those.
Should I eat more? What if I just don't eat anymore today? Wouldn't that be weird?
I mean, it's up to you, man. Like, if you never woke up, would you be sad that you didn't eat more now?
I never woke up.
Yeah.
What?
If you don't wake up tomorrow and you just died, would you be sad that you didn't eat more tonight?
No, I'd probably have bigger regrets.
Like what?
Like, I don't know. Maybe, do I have regrets? I don't know if I have
It
any regrets.
sounded like you do.
I don't know. What are your biggest regrets in life?
My biggest regrets in life is if I were to die, I would kind of be sad that I didn't have sex with more people.
How many people have you had sex with?
One.
What a lucky fella or lady they must have been.
Yeah. I don't know, I just feel like that would be like my one thing on my mind as I died is I wonder if someone else
Could have satisfied me.
could have satisfied me. Could have turned me not asexual.
Henry Cavill. You could have done it.
What?
Henry Cavill could have done it.
Henry Cavill. Anybody has his number? He seems sweet. He seems like a nice guy.
When's next season of Witcher coming out? Seriously, I've been waiting too long.
Yo, The Witcher is awesome. It reminds me of all the Asian dramas that have ever been like super addictive for me. It's got all the cheesiest plot lines. It's got that weird, awkward, like sexual tension, romantic tumult that never seems to fade away. It's got all these like character flaws that you can't help but feel sorry for,
I'm
and
gonna
it's
have a
just
protein shake.
gross.
That's my
I would
exciting-
not want my last meal to be a freaking protein.
Why do you keep saying I'm dying tonight?
I'm just saying that the way I see things is when I am in a debate with myself about whether or not I want to do something, I will ask myself if this is the last thing that I do or don't do before I die, will I feel bad about it?
I would go out and buy a pack of cigarettes.
Then do it, dude.
I would smoke cigarettes.
Okay.
Because I like cigarettes, but I don't smoke them because they're unhealthy. So it wouldn't be food related unless cigarettes are food.
Yeah, but like literally living is unhealthy, especially in our current societal environment. The new trailer for The Witcher is out? Oh!
Nice. You should react to that on your next Twitch.
Oh, man.
Dude, give me your Witcher reaction face now. Nice. Are you sterilizing something?
Yes, I'm sterilizing a sesame grinding bowl that I just got tonight.
You like to grind sesame?
Yes. I've never seen American Horror Story, and truthfully, I do not think I ever want to see that show, so. KP girl, yes, I have definitely eaten yogurt that's been expired for 2 months, and as long as it's not open, you're probably fine. If it is open, sometimes like strange bacteria from the air, from your utensils
Yes, you have to
get
remember,
in there.
yogurt is already
Fermented rot.
Yes.
You regret not becoming a nicer person earlier. Being nice takes a lot of energy.
What were you like before?
I just saw some comments that are like asking me about the next budget eats, and I have a lot of comments that ask me to do videos of this and that, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to. If I were nice, I would, but I don't want to. I get too many of those questions, and I just don't want to. So, I'm not answering them. My peanut butter is not peanut butter, Amy. What? Explain.
Amy's feeling a little weird tonight, isn't
Holly, I was also very confused about the timeline of The Witcher, but they are like basically immortal and hundreds of years pass, so I gave up making sense of it all and I just started staring at the pretty people being pretty next to each other, you know? There's some shows only serve for you to gawk at the pretty people. So. Yep, Lori says, I regret that I spent so many years working and not enjoying life more. I actually just posted some Instagram stories today from 2 articles that Aaron sent me a while ago, and it's all about how people are realizing and becoming absolutely fed up with the fact that all we do is work, and for what? It's like most of the time bullshit jobs that absolutely do nothing to contribute to finding solutions for our species' issues, and it's just all like fake make-believe routines that make richer people even richer. So why are we doing it?
You just said why. You just said why.
Why?
To make rich people richer.
Okay, but why are we doing it? Like, that's
you just
dumb.
Said why.
Why do I want to make richer people richer,
Yeah, that's
though?
why do you want to, not why are you.
Well, I didn't realize that that's all I was doing, is making richer people richer. I think, if anything, this past year and a half has taught us that, like, we don't... It's straight out of the Communist Manifesto by Mr. Karl Marx, but we don't own the means of our production. We don't own the ends of our production. We don't own our production. We just produce. It is like... We are alienated from our labor, Aaron says. And it's basically like you spend 9 months making a baby in your body and you give birth to it, and the minute it pops out of your body, they just cut the cord and take it away from you. It's robbery. And who the baby daddy? Might be rape and robbery. That's our society, rape and robbery. What a great world we live in, huh? Yep, Christy. Christy says, I got fed up with working for someone else, so now I work for myself, but I am still slave to my clients. And that's another thing that I realized this year, too, is like, we have become our own slave masters and slave drivers, even when nobody else is telling us to do more work nonstop. We automatically feel guilty for not being productive and doing more work and making more shit. It's weird. Can you imagine what people used to do without TV, phones, emails? Life before this last century was not instant gratification. How did they live? I could quit my job and make my own videos, but I don't know if you caught any of my stories about the healthcare system in America. It sucks, but if I went solo, I would also not have any subsidized insurance, and right now, insurance is tied to my full-time corporate job. I still pay for the insurance because the benefits at Hearst aren't that great. But I am paying less than I would if I didn't work for Hearst. So in a way, working for corporations is really bad because I don't get to always produce the content I want to produce, and I'm made to produce content that I don't want to produce, and therefore alienated from my own labor. But it's kind of like indentured servitude in that if I leave it, then I have no social security in a lot of ways. And this is the life we have set up for ourselves. And in the second article that I posted on Instagram that Aaron sent me, I think it was it David Graeber who was quoted in that? I think it was a theorist who recently just passed away. But he basically said that we are not actually in a capitalism. We're kind of like still stuck in a feudal stage of capitalism where like we literally are still serfs, chained to a lord. But all iterations of economic ideology are just basically echoes of each other, no? There will always be a weird power dynamic where control is manipulated to oppress a certain large group of people so that, you know, folks at the top always get what they want whenever they want it. It must feel nice to get what you want whenever you want it, doesn't it? But I think in a way it also makes you less human, which is how we have arrived at this current world where we have forgotten how to be. Ooh, vitamin check. Yes. Aaron, do you want a D?
What?
Do you want a D?
No, thanks.
Thank you for vitamin check. I mean, like MSC, I think we all realize this. This is the way they have set the system up. They have set it up such that you are tied to your job because your job provides you services that you wouldn't otherwise be able to access as easily. But it is a trade-off, obviously, if you work for someone that you don't like. If your principles and values don't align, you are basically betraying a part of yourself constantly on a day-to-day basis, and you grow anxious, depressed, stressed, angry, hurt, all of those negative feelings because it doesn't align with who you are and who you want to be, but it keeps you alive on a very, you know, real but slightly superficial level. Like, you are alive, but are you alive? You know, that kind of thing. Yep. I agree, Eliza. It's like every day you have to tell yourself to just take it. Like, cognitive dissonance over the long term will fuck you up. And if you press it down long enough, you won't know later down the road what contributed towards you feeling like such shit. But it is a part of our modern existence that we do things we do not want to do. It's very weird how this extends to not only power dynamics and profession choices, but also like the way that we hold ourselves too. Like, I don't know, I just suddenly thought of my body image issues and like my constant struggling with myself of like, who do I want to be? What do I want to look like? Why do I want to look like it? And sometimes I don't have the answer to that why. And I'm just like, well, who's making me imbibe in these values of what's right and wrong if I don't even know why? I think that's the better way to be. Gets very complicated. It's very hot in here. The other room has AC. This room does not have AC. Holly says, I just want to be happy seems impossible. You can't want to be happy. because the definition of wanting something is not having it. So yes, by wanting to be happy, you will never be happy. If you want to be in love, that means you're not in love. If you want to be in shape, that means you're not in shape. But that too is a cognitive switch flip. What if you just tell yourself that you are in shape? And what if you just tell yourself that you are happy? I mean, maybe you're lying to yourself, maybe you're miserable as fuck. But what if being your current state, even with its miseries, is somehow acceptable as a form of contentness and happiness? I don't know. Are you just lying to yourself? Maybe. But I will also make the argument that like a lot of the way we think about life and existing in society is delusional. A lot of it is also mass delusional. Like even things that we uphold as the ultimate truth, like science, right? Science can be fucked around with. Statistics can be molded by human interests. It can be presented from different angles. Like all of those things can be manipulated to say what you want to say. So is science the truth? Is statistics and math the truth? Or is it just a mass delusion that we've all agreed to believe in and to behave under because it seems the most logical in this world that we literally have no idea why we're here, what we're doing here, how we're supposed to do things while we are alive? I mean, most of the people don't even seem to be thinking about how they should be alive. I feel like a lot of the people who are alive now keep thinking about how not to die, how not to age. And is that living or is that just denial? So is it unhealthy to lie to yourself and trick yourself into happiness, or is it actually just the mechanism under which we already function under? So I don't know, it's your choice. If you are miserable enough to be at the brink of something very bad, then it is your decision to ask yourself if you want to keep tending over that brink or if you want to step back and try something else. And that is a personal decision. That's not anything that anyone else can decide for you. I just got a DM a couple of days ago on Instagram where somebody was like, I want to find a job back home. I moved away at the beginning of the pandemic for a job because there were no jobs back home, and still now there's like no jobs back home. Should I move back because I really miss home, or should I just, find jobs where there are jobs? And I'm like, listen, like, sounds like you already thought about this, and no matter how many opinions you ask, you will still be asking continuously what you should be doing. The struggle is in the decision making. It's not something that other people can persuade you into believing. And so that is the same thing that I think happens to all of us when it comes to any issues in life, is you decide. It is unfortunately the paradox of choice that having a decision to make makes you miserable, because you're always wondering, will I regret this decision? But for me, I'm just like, yes, you will regret every single decision, but not 100% of it. You might think you regret 100% of a decision, but you chose that decision for a reason. So there is a percentage that supports your idea that you could have been happy by choosing this. So you will never be fully happy, guys. You just gotta keep living. Living isn't a linear tale of how you found happiness and retained it. Living is just passing through time and space, yada, yada, yada. But why not the pursuit of joy, June? What does it mean to pursue joy? I don't even know what brings me joy. I think if I think too much about what brings me joy, it will bring me not joy. A lot of the times, I think we've been trained somehow to neglect what our body wants us to do. And I think that might be to our detriment. Like when I'm stressed and unhappy and anxious and depressed, I keep eating food. It's a problem, right? It's a form of disordered eating. I binge. I emotionally eat to like dull everything else because I just want to occupy myself with something, and I enjoy food, so it's like comforting for me, but that's not actually pursuing joy. I don't know what brings me joy. So even though it says in our Constitution that, you know, the pursuit of happiness is a foundational element of this country, that's also how you know this country is bullshit. Who the fuck knows what pursuit of happiness actually means? If you want money, if you want fame, if you want love, are those things the pursuit of joy and happiness? Or are they just figments of your imagination that you have fantasized enough that society has told you will make you happy? Is the idea of happiness just another mass delusion that we've all bought into because they want us to buy into it, because that is the method through which they can sell us shit that we don't need, which is what our economy and our society and our ideologies are founded on. It destroys our ecology, it destroys our world, it destroys ourselves, it destroys our instincts, but it creates this empty thing called money. And boy, oh boy, don't I love money. Money is also a mass delusion. Don't you agree, Fred? Yeah, I heard you. I heard your little sniffly snuffs. I want to marry Fred. Do you think he consents? Fred, do you want to marry me? Our country was founded on rape and murder is right. America. And disease. We wiped out a lot of populations with our disgusting diseases, didn't we? Freddie, why are you here? What do you want? You want treats? The more money I have, the more kitties I can afford. Okay, Holly, but that is still working within what the kids now call the master's language and the master's tools and the master's weapons, right? The only reason why we need money to survive now is because we created money. So that is a constant struggle for a lot of us, is deciding how far can we cut ourselves off from the system that we no longer love, no longer want, and are beginning to hate without being detrimental completely to our actual existence. It's a very difficult debate that takes place inside all of us. And I think we all reach different kinds of conclusions. And I think some people take it farther than others. And that's a personal journey and personal choice. No, Lori, master's weapons is money. Kitties are free. They're just on the streets. Look at Fred. Look at Fred. He's free. It costs money for his asthma inhaler to keep him alive. But can you imagine a world in which money doesn't exist and we just give kitties whenever they need inhalers for free? Because they bring us joy? And that enough is reason for us to keep them alive. Because we realize that we love the people and the animals that we serve. So we want to make sure they can live for as long as possible so that we can all exist together in happiness. Remember happiness? Oh, I forgot to seal my olive oil hole. Whoops. That must have a lot of disgusting things in it now. Hello, Rudy. Bye, Liza. Hi, Fred. Oh, you a sniffly boy. Yeah, Erin just sent me like a Wikipedia page of how they found like a sea creature and within 20 something years they hunted it to extinction. Our species is fucking dumb. We are so short-sighted. I cannot believe how stupid we are. Given how much brain cells we possess, I don't understand. I just, we're children. We never grew up. We never learned. It's not a fountain. We don't have a fountain for Fred. I'm so sorry. I know a lot of people want us to get a fountain, but we were just like, nah. If therapy was successful, how would your life be different? I think I would be a much kinder person because I would harbor a lot less anger and guilt within me. I think I would learn methods through which I can let those negative feelings pass through me and I can relinquish them into the ether and I can no longer harbor grudges that are actually against myself that I then project onto others, and then I feel like the world is antagonizing me, whereas maybe in actuality I'm the one antagonizing me. So EMDR, I feel like I've seen that abbreviation. The thing that sits on Fred's plate is a automatic feeder that we bought because we're going on trips soon. So we are asking the cat sitter to visit once a day and she'll just put the food in there and it'll spin around and it'll give Freddy his food. Dell, that is a large part of therapy. Because through talking, you will find your own solutions. It's not the therapist who heals you, it's you. It's you realizing who you are, and it's you trying to fix yourself, not because you're broken, but because a lot of things are out of place. And putting it back together in a functional way will just make life a little bit smoother. Aaron, are we going to the Great Pyramid? I hope not. I just want to eat food, yo.
I'm skipping the pyramids.
Okay, good. We're skipping the pyramids. Guys, we literally only travel to eat food, okay? We're not cultured people. We are gluttonous people. I too wish insurance covered mental health and literally everything else that I have to pay copay for. Freddy, 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 Fred. Fred, 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 Fred. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Will you let me pat your feet? Pat your feet and your head. Ooh. Are you angry? Good. Give us content, cat. Let me annoy you further so you give us content. Boop, 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 boop. One of the great wonders of the world is how we literally only have 7 great wonders of the world. Every single bite of food that I love and brings me joy and keeps me spiritually alive is a wonder of the world. So I will be eating those wonders of the world. I'm gonna be skipping the inedible wonders of the world because they cannot become a part of me. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Remember when you scratched my leg and my feet yesterday and you actually broke the skin? Remember that? Silly Billy. I know experiences can be a part of me, but I just like experiences more when I can actually eat them. Boop, 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 boop. Guys, we just had trivia today at work. Did you know that there's more Subways in the world than there are McDonald's? I could not believe. Could not believe. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, good eye. It is a Bon Maman peach preserves product of France, and it is expired. I don't know if you can read that. You probably can't, but it expired the end of June in 2018. This jam is 3 years expired. Dare I eat it? Dare I eat it? Maybe I can make a video. Fred, my love, my furry pal, my scratchy boy. I heard tapping was a joke, but if it helps you. Yes, I did study French at college for a year because I somehow scored a 4 out of 5 on the AP exams before I entered college, and I somehow placed out of the language classes and straight into the literature and culture classes, wherein I fell behind terribly because my speaking and oral skills were shit. It was merde. And I fell asleep in class because I did not know what the professor was saying. And I only wrote papers that got me C's and B's, and I was like, well, fuck this. I guess 4 years of French in high school didn't do shit for me because my teacher only spoke to us in French for about 20% of the class. And yep, that was 5 years of my life. And now I cannot speak le français at all. I can say, je voudrais un croissant, s'il vous plaît. And that is literally the only phrase I will need if I ever go to a French-speaking country, okay? If I go to France, I will be eating all the croissants I come across. It will be the only reason I go to France. Flight of the Conchords taught me more French than my high school did. Oh, man. What about Quebec? Do they speak French there, or do they speak Québécois? Où est la salle de bain? That's funny. Yeah, we only just need to know how to ask for food in different languages. That is the only thing I learned. I learned how much, thank you, please, hello, good morning, good evening, and like, may I have this, that. Those are the only things that I learn in a language. Guys, in the next Budget East, you will see me use peanut butter that was expired for a year. It did taste a little bit rancid, but it was fine. Fred, are you dead? Fred, are you... Oh, I guess you're not dead. I wanted to touch your belly. Oh! Can I touch your belly, please? Ow! I just wanna love you. I just wanna love you. Anyway, y'all, that's pretty much all the bullshit I have for you tonight. I am sweating a buttload. Ooh, I stood up too fast. Give me 1 second. Ooh, we back. I'm good. We good. Sometimes, you just stand up too fast. And then the world's like, whoop, I'm gonna disappear for a sec. By the way, y'all, update on the Truvia. It tastes fine after it's cooked. My Brussels sprouts recipe I was really happy with. My cookies turned out great. Aaron really liked them. Let me show you if I have some leftovers. However, do you remember when I said chicory root fiber destroys my digestive tract? Well, it has been confirmed that, well, it's fridge now, guys, so it looks kind of gross, but it's nice. It's a nice butter jammy cookie in the middle. It really destroys my digestive tract. So I will not be eating Truvia. I will be eating straight up sugar, aka cocaine. But if you need a sugar-free diet and you are looking for a sweetener, Swerve works pretty good. It's basically the same base ingredient as Truvia. They're both erythritol. And Truvia has a little bit of stevia leaf extract too. But don't eat it straight, okay? If you eat the Truvia straight, you can taste that sugar substitute aftertaste. It's no good. Dude, Chris, they say that sugar is as bad for your brain circuits as cocaine. Like, it trips the same receptors. That's why people are addicted to it. It is a drug. I always like to say that sugar is my favorite drug. I also like weed. I do not like alcohol, and I really don't like coffee, but I love the taste of coffee. But caffeine as a drug, no bueno. It's not for me. Vitamins are done. I just ate a D. I don't have any more C's. Are there any foods that you like to splurge on and you don't care if it's on sale? Sometimes cheeses, but everything else I can wait for sales. Oh, also farmers market apples, local apples. They never go on sale because it's the farmer's market. I will splurge on those. Like during quarantine when we couldn't travel and I couldn't basically do anything, I probably spent like $200 on local apples that season because that was the only thing that brought me joy. I did just eat a D. You guys are still in middle school pulling those "that's what she said" jokes. I don't drink coffee. I drink it maybe like 4 to 6 times a year. So I want to see a budget eats that's only made of processed or convenience food. Like what, Mallory? What are your ideal products to include? Apples bring me gas. Interesting. All apples bring... How about if you cook the apples? Do they still bring you gas? Maybe it's like too much fiber. I have tried cold brew. It's nice. Okay, Spam, ramen. I think you guys are gonna like the new episode of Budget Eats. I don't know when it's gonna be complete, but hopefully before October. But there will be some of those products featured. Aaron, your skillet still needs to be cleaned. And whew. Okay, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. And happy almost Friday. And let me know if you like that pizza video because that was fun to make. And I like editing them and putting them together. I just don't like it when YouTube copyrights me and then I have to replace the music that was ambient noise in the background with shitty tunes that also cuts out my audio speech, but you know, that's life. Would you like to say goodnight?
Good night, friends. Bye.
Bye.